Hey, what's up? So this is a quick guide on Zhongli and Neuvillette. So Zhongli is going to be a 5-star in the next banner, and he's a really useful support character. So what Zhongli does is he's the best defensive character in the game because he creates he makes the best shield. Let's go over here to a boss and I'll show you how it works. So for his skill, you have to press and hold it, and he'll summon this pillar, and then there's to be a shield around him, and this is like literally the tankiest shield in the game. You can face tank pretty much any boss, and his burst summons a giant meteor on the ground. Now this boss does it's like one of the most damaging in the game, but he basically broadcasts all his attacks, so you want to dodge it. But for him, you can kind of just face tank most of it. And he has 100% shield uptime, so see, even this like nuke attack, he's perfectly fine. So now, his personal damage isn't very high. Uh, his pillar just summons like periodically. You see this square? It like resonates outwards and periodically hits enemies on occasion. And he can proc things like Tenacity of the Millith and Flavonius, which is usually useful. The annoying thing is, if the pillar isn't broken, when he reuses his skill, he doesn't respawn it, which means if an enemy moves away, it's not going to spawn the pillar again, like if you want to like redeploy the shield. His burst summons this giant meteor that does decent amounts of damage and petrifies a lot of enemies. Let me go over to this domain and show you. Now, his personal damage isn't very great, and a lot of the time, bringing a damage support character like Kazuha will usually result in your team doing more damage. But since using him, you basically don't have to dodge, he's still really useful. And so yeah, he's basically just a shield bot. You switch to him, you use a shield, and that's about it. Now his shield scales off your HP stat. See, like they charge at me, and I don't take any damage. And then see how this resonates outward? They take some geo damage. Let me afflict them with Hydro, so that. And so yeah, it'll still trigger Crystallize now. Let me get them to move closer. Get over here. Alright, see how they yellow numbers does geo damage. Now they're gonna charge at me. His burst summons a giant meteor, and it petrifies the enemies. They turn into stone, and they won't be able to move. This happens for like a kind of a short amount of time. The best part about his shield is that using it destroys like enemy shields really quickly. So hang on, her skill is gone, but give me a sec. Okay, so you see on these enemies, there's a second yellow bar underneath. That's a Geo Shield. And so when you use this character, when you summon his shield, that like how much damage it did to the Geo Shield. If you attack to like other characters, it basically does nothing. So yeah, what the hell's going? Okay, see how I'm attacking with see how the Geo Shields basically don't really take much damage, but on him, if you just summon the pillar, boom, the shield is pretty much all gone. So a lot of enemies with Geo Shields, they take like 80% less damage in the shield. So if you destroying the Geo Shield will actually result in a pretty big damage increase. And yeah, that's about it. His shield scales off his HP stat, so you want to build health on him, on his artifacts and such. And there's a weapon. This weapon, Black Tassel, which has an HP secondary stat, that'll be really helpful. And yeah, that's about it for Zhongli. He is a very broken character, quite possibly the best in the game, one of the best characters in the game, and almost definitely the best damage dealer in the game. And so his main kit revolves around his charged attack. if you press and hold, he'll charge up for about 4 seconds. This ring will light up around him before releasing this giant hydro pump beam. His normal attacks, he hits enemies with hydro. They don't really do much damage, but the funniest thing, he like yells when he does it, which is really funny. Now, if you don't charge up the full 4 seconds and release early, he'll do this kind of smaller blast, which is rather weak and won't do very much damage. Now, obviously, charging up for 4 seconds is a lot. You don't want to do this, especially because like heavier attacks. Let me show you heavier attacks. Hello, attack me. So like heavier attacks will knock him out of his. See, he'll get knocked around and he'll get knocked out of a charge attack. So that's where his skill and burst come into play. He uses skill. When it hits enemies, they summon these blue balls on the ground, as you can see here. And then when you use his charge attack, he'll suck up the balls, and then will basically instantly charge up this attack. Now, normally, see here, it takes 4 seconds. Each one reduces its charging time by. Okay, yeah, like I said, you can get knocked out of his charge attack. Now, his burst also summons the balls, as I just shown you, but like normally it takes 4 seconds to charge. Now when you press and hold, it only takes 1 second because each one reduces the charging time. Now there's actually a trick where you can use, where you can basically instantly let go, and then it'll charge up instantly instead of after 4 seconds. Now, let me get rid of these resistances because it's really annoying. Oh my god. Hang on, give it a sec. So yeah, most of his kit seriously? Okay, these enemies are really annoying because they do a lot of heavy damage. So I get knocked out of my attack here. But like, the reason he's really good is because he can turn basically any content into AoE. His beam, you can just line up enemies, it'll pierce through everything. Also, if enemies are like this, you can kind of like quickly spin between them to hit all of them. And even better, if you go to settings and change your camera sensitivity, and on your mouse, if you can change your sensitivity on your mouse to be really high, you can spin your thing really fast and it'll hit enemies in like 360 degrees. It'll hit absolutely everything. And so, yeah, this guy's really good because he has incredible sustain as well, which he's another character that scales out HP, so his health naturally is just going to be really tanky because you want to build health for his damage. His damage is going to scale off his HP. Now, as you can see, when I charge attack, he drains health when he's charging, right? But then when he sucks up the balls heal him like this. See, when the balls reach him, he'll get healed. So not only does he has really good sustain, he turns anything into AoE, and since he scales out HP, he's really easy to build because a lot of characters don't want HP, so like your extra HP pieces can just be thrown to him. Now, obviously, and there's also a free craftable weapon in the prototype Amber. You can craft it for free at the blacksmith that has an HP secondary stat. There's also this new event weapon that you can't get anymore, but if you got it, it also has the same amount of HP when it's max level, and also the secondary effect does more damage based off your HP, which is really good. And now, obviously, you just want HP sands and, the usual damage bonus crit. Now, this artifact set, Marechaussee Hunter, it gives you extra crit when your HP increases or decreases, which is really good, and it's basically his best artifact set. Now, you just want like a good set and then just HP pieces, or if you're early game, you can just build him